Hello everyone, welcome back to Just Albany Reads. I'm Albany. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content that I've been giving you guys during this quarantine craziness of a world at the moment. So that brings me into what this video is about, kind of what I am doing, what I'm reading, what I'm watching on TV while social distancing, while I have to be in the home. And these are some things that I've already finished and some things that I recommend that you also try that I'm like also catching up on. So yeah, let's first start with kind of the books that I recommend. And like this time when we're supposed to be distancing ourselves from other people, it honestly can be very depressing. So I completely understand, like even like today, like all I really want to do, you know, I'm still gonna go out. It's looking nice outside, but it's not like there's so much that I can do outside. So it's like literally I'm coming right back home probably like an hour. So and it just can get really depressing. So I think during this time, like especially aside from all the other type of readings that you're reading, whether that's fantasy books, action-packed books, whatever, I think that it's a great time to kind of work on yourself and reading things that kind of just like, I don't want to call them like self-help, but to get your mind like processing and other things that could help you and in your mood and your happiness and all the other type stuff. So yeah, so these are, I'm gonna recommend 4 books that I have read. One that I kind of haven't finished quite yet, but I've pretty much read it all, that I liked, that I felt was very helpful on my self journey. So these are books that you can pick up from, well, you can't go to the bookstore or the library, but you can download. If you have a library card, make sure that you download either Overdrive or download a Libby app, and you can use your library card and you can get books. So that's how I do most of my reading. So yes, you can get those books from there. The first one, which like what was this, like in 2018, everybody was talking about it, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. I think I like this one because it's kind of like it says, it's a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. Like we can't control what's going on at the moment, we can control what we're doing in the moment. So I feel like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't care about the coronavirus, but make sure that you're putting all your care into things that are important. And while you're in this social distancing, reading this, you might be like, okay, when this thing is over and I have to go back into this world, like I was caring too much about certain aspects and I need to just focus on these aspects or whatever, myself, or you know, whatever the case is. So I think that this is a good book to pick up if you haven't read it already, or reread it honestly while we're being in isolation. Next book, and I want to get the second book, well it's not to this but by her, but this one is You Are a Bad A, whatever, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Reading, you know, I enjoyed reading this. You can probably put some of these principles, you have nothing but time to do some of these principles while you're sitting at home, and also reading the one about money. And maybe you might start the plan that you've been trying to plan to do, your YouTube channel or start your business or whatever the case is, and you just get a little bit more confidence while you're reading this, and you can maybe map out what you're trying to do. I mean, I like books like Milk and Honey by Rupi, how do you say that? I'm not even gonna butcher her name, but I read this one. I really enjoyed this one. I want to read, she has like tons of books I need to download or get some more, but I really like the physical copy. But I have another one that I finished, I think it's by Amanda Lovelace or something like that. this is more inspiring type of poetry. And then The Alchemist, I read this. I definitely during this time want to reread this book. This one is a fiction book, but it's about a guy that goes through a self kind of discovery journey, and so like even in the back, to realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation. Books that I mentioned in my March to be read that I'm reading, I want to add another one, since at the time of that recording I didn't know that I would be stuck at home most of the time. I want to really get through this book, Women Who Run with the Wolves, Myths and Stories of Wild Women Archetype. And this, I think I mentioned it a while ago, like I seen it, like Jada Pinkett Smith recommended it, and I've started reading it, but it's more like, to me it reads more like a textbook. So it's kind of, it's not reads more like a textbook, but like it's like it feels like it's a very thought-provoking book, and it's, I don't want to say it's psychology or like philosophy or whatever, but it's not like your average fiction book. So like you can take your time and, you know, read a story here and there, but I don't know, it's just been recommended by a few women, not just Jada Pinkett Smith, of kind of just but inspiring women empowerment. And again, during this time of isolation, I want to get through reading some of this and yeah, doing some more self-discovery. So those are my books that I recommend, that I'm going to be reading, I want to read. Let me know of any other books about, like, you know, that is helping you, maybe inspiring you at this time. It doesn't even have to be like so much like self-help, like chanting or whatever. It could be a finance book, it could be a business book, it could be a real estate book, but just things that are improving your life and your thought process. So yeah, aside from just watching TV and movies all day and or on social media. So, but I still love TV, still love Netflix, Hulu, HBO, all that other stuff. And you know, in between working from home, reading, I am going to still watch some TV. So I'm gonna give you some recommendations that I have watched, and then I plan on continue watching and stuff like that. But I want to first say some things that I've finished watching that I recommend that you should try. The first one on Netflix, October Fraction. Although this is not like a binging because it's only one season, so it's not like, okay, I'm gonna get like sucked in for a long time, but I do like highly recommend October Fraction. It was a really good show. It's about a family, and it's a mixed race family, and so they have twin kids who are both half white, half black or whatever, and the parents, they're monster hunters. And what ends up happening is that the father, who is white, his rich father died, so they have to go back to their hometown, and basically these weird things start happening to the kids and to the mom and the dad, and then so yeah, but the kids don't know that their parents are monster hunters, so they don't really understand what's going on with them. They think that this stuff is real. So it's a really good show. It really sucks you in, and there's a complete twist in it that I wasn't really expecting from it. So yeah, if you haven't watched that, give that a try. The second thing that I just finished watching, which is not on Netflix, it's on Hulu. It's not on Netflix whatsoever, but either you can watch it on Hulu or you could probably binge it maybe if you're a TV provider, if you have a TV provider, because we all use like Amazon Prime and stuff like that, but not Amazon Prime, but the Fire Stick, is Killing Eve. So I watched it on Hulu, and this show is a BBC America network show. So that's where you can watch it. If you don't have Hulu, you can watch either on BBC America app or maybe on TV, BBC America. Anyway, it's called Killing Eve. And this, I'm so mad because I feel like now I have to start vetting shows and be like, okay, did this originally like a book? Like, was this a book? If it's a book, then I'm gonna read the book first and then I'm gonna watch the show and then I'm gonna review it. But I didn't know until like one time, like I was like episode 8 and I saw at the bottom, inspired by blank blank, the book, the name of the book. And I was like, dang, I could have read the series. Like, it's a complete series, 5 books, and I'm rambling. Anyway, Killing Eve is about Eve Polastri. I think that's how you say her last name, if I'm correct. And they're living in the UK. She's married to her husband, and she works with MI6. Yeah, MI6. Is that the CIA of the UK? I think so. Working at MI6, and she's not like a spy. She's not like an agent, really. Like, I think she's more like an analyst, I would say. And she basically gets really interested into this case that's happened of like someone who had died, and it seems to be like a lot of people who are like dying in this particular kind of way. And then she figures out that it's a female assassin, and she's just really intrigued about this female assassin. And it's partly because in her everyday life, she's kind of, I don't want to say bored, but it's become mundane. So she is like really like heightened and interested into this like fast-paced, different type of lifestyle. And her husband doesn't quite understand it. She doesn't quite understand it either. But anyway, she gets real interested into this case, and then so does the actual female assassin. And the female assassin, her code name is Villanelle. And Villanelle becomes intrigued by Eve Polastri, and that's all I'm gonna get. So it's like a tit for tat. Like right now it is 2 seasons on Hulu, 2, and then the 3rd one is coming out in April. So we're still in this situation with the coronavirus. Then go ahead, binge watch the first 2 seasons, so that way that you're ready like I am for season 3, because it ended, season 2 ended, and I'm like, okay, what are they gonna do for season 3? And it's a really good show of, you know, MI6 agent, analyst or whatever, and then this female crazy, because she's like a psychopath assassin. So very good, very interesting. Give it a try. Next thing, and the next thing that I just finished, and literally when I say just finished last night, is The Good Place. Now I had watched season 1 and 2, but I needed to catch up, and I know that it now concluded with season 4, but I hadn't seen season 3, and season 4 is still not on Netflix yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to put it on there soon. So then I'll conclude the series. But The Good Place is a very interesting show if you haven't heard of it. It's kind of a comedy, so it's kind of light, so I do like that. But it's pretty much about this group of 4 characters who they die and they enter into the good place, and it's like this wonderful heaven as a speak, but then bad things would like happen to them, and they were confused, but really because it was a ruse. Is that the word? It was really the bad place, and they were being tortured, but they kept becoming like better people, and so that's the demons wasn't expecting that. So anyway, so I'm gonna binge the series, Good Girls, and I think on Netflix there's about 2 seasons. I don't know if there's 2 to 3 seasons out, period, but I know that they should be 2. But Good Girls, and Good Girls is about, again, three ladies who pretty much get caught up into like stealing money, because I think one of the ladies, she needed to pay like their mortgage or she was going to get kicked out. So but then they steal it from like this drug dealer, and so then he makes them do other things to pay back for their money. So it's really crazy, but that's a good show. And so, well, I've heard it's a good show. What I'm going to finish is On My Block. I'm like 2 seasons now behind. I guess I watched the first season and I haven't finished the second season. I think I only watched like 2 episodes, but since I'm stuck in the house in between my reading and work, I'm going to finish On My Block. On My Block is about this city. I don't know if it's a real city in Los Angeles, but this city in California, mixture of like Hispanic and black people, and it's basically about these kids, adolescents. It's a coming to age type of show, but it's really funny and it's really cute, and surprisingly it has a lot of like twist and turn, like action things that the kids kind of get into. Shameless. If you haven't watched Shameless, go ahead, just binge that during this time. But and so am I. We'll finish watching it. I'll have to start from the beginning, but I'm gonna finish watching it. And that one is about family in Chicago, and I mean, they're just shameless. I don't know how to explain that show, but it's a good show, and it's a show that you just wouldn't expect to like, but you really like it. Westworld, new season just came out, but I didn't finish the previous season, so I need to watch Westworld. And Westworld is about it's like a futuristic dystopian world, where people have created this like simulation, like you basically will go into it, like me or you will go there, and it basically recreates like a time that you per se you want to be in, but you get to kind of control it, and there's robots there that you can do whatever you want to them, whatever you want, but it's a lot of killing and murder and sex and drugs and I don't know, but basically these robots start to become aware and they basically take over. Outlander, I don't even think I finished watching the whole season 1, but I really liked the show. I don't know why. Like, maybe I just wasn't in the mood for like this love story type of thing, but Outlander. Okay, so in Outlander, the woman, she is from the 1946 during like World War II, and then she gets transported back to 1743 in Scotland, and like she doesn't know how to get back, what's going on, she's stuck there, people asking her questions, she kind of has to like figure out life and live life, and then she ends up falling in love with someone. Around to finishing it, so again, that's another thing that I will be watching in isolation. The next thing that I need to finish, The Magicians. That is a sci-fi show. Like, it comes on like the Sci-Fi Channel, but it's on Netflix. And it reminds me, and I don't want to say it like this because a lot of people who have read the books don't really like it, or who watched it, they don't really like it. But for me, I really enjoy it because to me it's like an adult Harry Potter. I don't know, it's not like Harry Potter whatsoever. The only thing that is like Harry Potter is that there's a magical school, and it's centered around this like dorky weird guy kind of, and then he has a cast of friends. That's really all that it is that's similar to Harry Potter, but it's like they're adults because it's like magic school is college, so it's not like middle school to high school, and there's more like fantasy elements around it. Like there's different dimensions and worlds and all this other type of stuff. And it's a really, to me, it's a really good show. I haven't finished the last season that's on Netflix now, so I'm gonna finish that. But I would suggest you give that show a try. I really enjoy it. It's a very, and it's also a dark. It's not like Harry Potter. Let me just say that. It's not like Harry Potter. Like, it's really good to me. I really like it. But if you need to like take out the Harry Potter, just take out the Harry Potter. Okay. The next thing that I've watched pretty much all of the shows, but this is like a old show. I mean, it's not that old, but I like rewatching these episodes, and I plan on watching the whole show like back to back, and it's called Lost Girl. And I just really like, I don't know, it's like a female empowerment mystery crime type of show that involves like fairies and not so much magic, but like magical creatures. And so yeah, and this one is kind of, again, like a little bit darker, but it still has like comedic elements, and they're just really badass. Like I just really like the show and the female dynamic of the show. So it's like a show that I would rewatch. But it came, okay, I'm talking way too long, my camera keeps dying on me. But Lost Girl came out about 2010 and it ended 2015, so it's not really that old, but I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's fairies, werewolves, banshees, and then again it's like a mystery crime solving type of show. So it's kind of different than what, you know, some of these other like fantasy shows are kind of like, because it has that element, and I just really like that. So there you have it. Those are some of the books and types of books that I am going to read and recommend that you do while we're in this social distancing time. And those are some of the TV shows that I am going to either continue watching or that I recommend that you give a try while during this time. So you guys have a beautiful and nice rest of your at-home life and enjoy your day and do something productive as well as fun while you're home. So thank you so much for watching again. Toodaloo.